I love being a mom. It's my favorite thing. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm going to be away from my child for a whole day. How now? God. But I need to stop using her as a crutch because she's fine. She'll be fine. But yeah, I love it. I love being a mom.
What's up, guys, and welcome to the Artsin Show. My name is Cheptoek Boyo, and guys, we are finally in season 4. Today we have Melissa Mukami Kiplagat, who is an actress, an acting coach, and a newest podcaster in town.
Yes.
Welcome to the show,
Thank
Melissa.
you.
Karibu sana.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That English. Did you grow up in Kenya?
I did. I lived there. I lived a few years on and off in the US growing up, but most of my life I've been here, imagine.
Okay, take us through that journey.
Where do I even know this journey? I know, like, when I was a few months old, my parents both went to, because they were both in Yale Law, so they went to do their masters. I don't know that part of I was a baby, I don't remember, but I know they were in Yale. And then I think we came back for a little bit and then went back. So I think I probably came back to Kenya like fully when I was maybe 4. And then I was here until I was like 9.5. We went back to the US. We were in Maryland for like 2.5 years. And then we came back when I was like 11. And then I was here until uni. I went to Brown for my bachelor's in the US again, in Rhode Island. Other than that, I've been here. I did my master's in the UK. Okay. But other than that, I've been here.
Child of the world.
Amen.
But, primary school and high school?
On and off. There was a little bit in the US, but otherwise I was here. I've gone to Consolata. I was in Songari. And then high school, I was in Hillcrest pretty much all of high school. Yeah.
Now, in Brown, what did you pursue?
Economics.
Opposite of what you're doing now.
Yeah, no. By the end of like my first year, I was like, I would rather die than do this professionally. But you never know. Never say never. You might find me in 5 years on Wall Street. But yeah, I didn't like it. But I was already I was so far into it, so I finished it anyway. And it still gave me time towards the end of my course to do other things, acting things.
So when did you decide that you're gonna switch to theater performance?
I think probably the end of my second year is when I was like, okay, yeah, like this is not at all what I'm going to do. Let me just finish the degree anyway, but let me start doing acting courses. And then once I did my first one, I was like, yeah, this is what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So why did you decide to come back in the country and not go the LA route where you decide, let me go just try my stuff in LA?
Imagine me, I love home. First of all, I'm such a family girl. So I'm just like, if to be that far away from my family, I would just die. Like, I was one of those people, the day of my last exam, I'm going home. I come back the day before my first class. Like, I love being at home. I love my family. And I just love Kenya, by the way. After 4 years, I was like, I'm tired. I want to come home. Yeah, so I don't think I think even now, I think I could go and do like a project or something abroad and come back, but I don't think I would ever relocate. Kenya is amazing.
It's dope.
It's dope. Imagine. Yeah.
You're also a child welfare advocate.
Yeah.
Why is that
Guy,
a cause for you?
Kids, to me, there's something about kids. Like, I would say, like, I'm not at all an aggressive person. I'm the opposite. But when it comes to children, I go from 0 to 100. Like, I care very much about the welfare of kids. Like, just little things. Like, when someone will smoke around a child, it drives me nuts. Like, I care a lot about kids. They're helpless, as in, like, I feel like it's our job to protect them. And it's just the thing that touches me. It's the thing that just touches that thing inside of me is kids. So yeah, anything to help that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you also offer acting classes.
Yes.
First, what inspired that? And secondly, do you charge?
I do charge, and I'll even give you a reason why, because it's a purposeful that I charge. But what inspired it, I got the chance to go to Mount View in the UK, which is one of the best drama schools, for my master's. And even as I was going, I was like, look, I'm very aware that very few people have the opportunity to do something like this. It costs a lot of money. And so even when I was going, I was very purposeful in terms of my note taking in class and everything. I always knew I'm going to have to come back and pass this along. I think it's also because my parents are very much into like the NGO civic duty kind of thing. So when I came back, I always knew I needed to pass on what I've learned. The reason I charge is because I think you have to invest in yourself. Yeah. I don't like the handout mentality of like, this idea, that thing. I don't like it, especially when it comes to your profession. Yeah. You should be able to invest in yourself. Me, I invested a lot to get that information. You should invest something. I try and be affordable. I never charge. I think the most I've ever charged is like $1,000. I don't know if I would charge more than that, because I do want to make it affordable for people. But I definitely do think you need to invest in yourself. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Have you ever thought of being a lecturer rather and doing it in partnering up with top colleges and doing it?
I've thought about it, and I'm not closed to the idea. I don't think something has come along that just works perfectly for both sides, but it's not something I'm closed to. Let me put it that way. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about acting now.
Yes.
You starred in the first Kenyan military action movie, Mission to Rescue.
Can you say I starred in that movie? When people say that, I'm just like, guys, I had a Kawanka scene.
Still starred.
Yeah. Fine, I'll take it. How
was it?
It was so cool. I remember I shot it now during COVID. So, when COVID came, everything shut down. So it was like one of the few things that I did during COVID. It was so cool. Like, oh my gosh, just being on set, like, with all the uniforms and it was just so properly done. It was so authentically done. And to be a part of it, I felt like a badass. I don't know if I can say that, but I felt so cool. Okay. It was awesome. Yeah.
Are you open to doing other military kind of projects?
Yes. Just because I think it's so cool. But I want like what they had, because like they had like proper military training and everything. I know everyone who knows me is like laughing like, Melissa, you. But I think it would be such a cool experience. Yeah.
Now, the same movie was submitted by the Kenyan committee for the Oscars as the Kenyan selected production. But sadly, it wasn't picked. Were you guys told why it wasn't selected to be among the best feature?
I definitely wasn't told why. I don't know if the other cast were told why, but there's always so many reasons for things like that. So I feel like for me as an actor, I show up on set, I do my job. Everything after that, it's not me. Yeah, and you have to do that even just for your mental health. You need to be able to just step away from something. I've done my part and leave, because otherwise you can be very disappointed. I've put so much into something and then something doesn't come, and then it disappoints you. Yeah. So do your job, do your best after that. Everything else is not in your control. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Imagine all of you by now will be Oscar nominees, even with your Kawan.
Don't say it like that now. I feel bad, guy. Next time.
Then there was This Is Life.
Yeah.
Now this one you really starred in it.
Yes.
And you're working alongside Corne.
Yeah.
How would you want to remember him?
Man, it's so disappointing in terms of that his life was cut short like that, because he's still to date one of my favorite actors to work with. There was something about him that from the very first audition, like the first time I auditioned with him, I remember walking out like, who is this person? And calling people in the industry like, guys, who is this person? Like, because he has something that's so magnetic about his performance. Those people, you can act with them and you stop acting because you're now just observing them, because they're just so, there's something, he had something. So I'm so frustrated that his life was cut short, especially with everything in the industry right now. There's so many different projects going on, and I'm just like, he would have just beasted it. But I'm glad that I got to work with him, and I'm glad that his work is still out there, and you know, he's made his mark, and it can always be seen for forever. That's the great thing about acting. It's there. But he was fantastic.
What are some of the changes that you had to make for that role?
It was it was a risque role. It was a risque show. So that was something new to do those kinds of scenes. But I had a great partner. I think all my risque-ish scenes were with Blessing, and he's great. He's very good at doing those kinds of intimate scenes. So it was very comfortable doing that. It was just crazy because it was just such a fun cast. Like, we hung out so much outside of set. So yeah, it was just a phase. It was just a fun phase of life. Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
Then there's now Country Queen.
Yes.
The big show in town with a lot of vibes coming in, reviews. I think it premiered 2 months ago now.
Yeah, what month are we in now? Almost October. Yeah, I think it was in July.
Mid-July?
Yeah,
almost. So. 2 months plus.
Yeah.
How did you get that role?
The same way as any other role, as in I saw an audition notice on a WhatsApp group. I went for the audition. I think I auditioned once, twice, maybe 3 times. I don't even remember at this point. It was so long ago. But yeah, they had like an audition process. I will say, like, the first time I walked in, I was so intimidated because it's just like everyone in the industry is there, and you're just like, guy, okay. But it was such a cool experience. It was a really good audition experience. They did really well.
About how many people did you go against?
There were quite a few. In the room with me auditioning for that role, because we also weren't sure who's auditioning for what role. I would say while I was there may be 6 or 7. But now after I left or before I came, I don't know. I don't know how many others were there.
So when was this? Which year was this?
This was end of 2018. That's what I'm saying. It was a long time ago. Long.
For us to see it this year, we think maybe a year of production.
No.
So did you start on the pilot phase, or did you just go directly into production?
No, we did a pilot, which ended up being the first episode. We didn't reshoot the first episode. Okay. Yeah, so that pilot was shot January, February 2019. And then we had a break until 2021.
When you're given that script, what did you think about it?
First of all, forget the script, because we did an acting workshop beforehand. So once we saw the cast, we were just like, wow, what are we a part of now? Because it's just like the best of in the industry. And then now seeing the script, it was so strong, and each character was so fleshed out, and each storyline was so interesting. And I feel like each character and storyline represented a part of Kenya and a part of our society. And that's what I loved about it. You know, it wasn't just all the city. It wasn't all the village. It was such a good melting of the two. I loved it. Strong script, yeah.
So apart from this, the cast now, the script, what did you think about it?
It was cool. They had very human stories, things that were very relatable to anybody and everybody. I always say, like, they wrote it in such a way that there is a character for every person. You know what I mean? There is someone that you will very closely relate to. Yeah. So they did a really good job on that.
How did you feel playing a main character in such a big Pan-African show now?
What?
Because you're the anchor of the show. You either bring it down or we make it.
It was, you know me, I love a challenge. I love a challenge, especially when it comes to acting. And then now you're acting opposite Nini Washera. Where? Yeah, so you have to bring it. Imagine, but I love that. I love a challenge. I feel like that's where I thrive, when I'm being challenged. And we had such a good support system with the production and the directors. So it was just such a nice environment to grow and to try things and to strive. Yeah, it's great.
What would you say is the most rewarding thing about playing Akisa?
The most rewarding thing, it gave me such an opportunity to just work as an actor. I feel like there are projects where it's kidogo, like you just come, you read the script, you do your job, you go home. But Akisa was such a complicated character and such a layered character that it gave me the space to make decisions for her as an actor, to kind of break down the script and collaborate with the directors. I got to like do the fun work of acting with her because she was so rich as a character. So I really enjoyed playing her for that reason.
I heard you became a mom in the process of
Imagine
shooting
now,
this.
in the middle of all of that. Yeah.
Did you have the fear of losing the role?
Let me tell you something interesting.
Because again, there's pressure to deliver.
Yeah.
And now you're pregnant and
But let me tell you something interesting. By that time, because this was 2020, my baby's just a COVID baby, 100%. But it's okay. But around that time, I was at a point in life where I was really questioning whether I wanted to stay in this industry or not. Because I'm like, I am almost turning 30. What do I have to show for it? I've been in this industry since 2013. What do I have to show for it? You know what I mean? You're seeing your other friends from high school over here. They have cars. They have great jobs. They have investments. You're just like, now, what is my bank account telling me right now? So I was at a point where I was kind of back and forth of whether I wanted to stay or not. I'd even started applying for full-time jobs. So when I got pregnant, I was kind of like, okay, I can move on now. And at that point when I got pregnant, we didn't have confirmation that Country Queen was coming back yet.
So this was just after the pilot.
No, this was just before I found out now Country Queen was coming back.
Okay.
So we found out Country Queen was coming back towards the end of 2020. And I was a few months pregnant at that point. But I was very at peace because when I first heard that they were coming back, I was very at peace knowing that obviously they're going to have to replace me. I'm pregnant, as in they can't stop production, because I thought they were reshooting the first episode. The only reason, to be honest, that I decided to come back and do the show is when they told me they were not reshooting the first episode. I was like, now do I want to mess everyone over by making them have to find the budget for that first episode, which means everyone's paid less? And I was just like, okay, if they're willing to wait for me to give birth, then sawa, we'll do it. But I don't know. I was at peace. If they had recast me, I think I would have been at peace about it.
So when you
don't recast me now, please.
She's not pregnant.
I'm not pregnant. Thank you.
So when you told the producer, what was their feedback?
They were so nice. Let me tell you, our producers are so nice. They're such nice people. They were like, congratulations. Oh my gosh, we'll find a way to make it work. And they have, let me tell you, because I was not the only new mom on the set when we were shooting the episodes. They went above and beyond for us moms to make sure we had everything that we needed, that we are comfortable, our babies were good. So the whole time they've been super supportive. Yeah, they were great.
So you were in Machakos with your baby shooting on?
No, I did not go to Machakos with her. I was like, that sun, that dust. She was a few months old. No, she stayed home with my mom. So there was a period of time I was literally seeing her for like 24 hours a week. I come Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, I'm back off for another week. But yeah, I had a great support system. So she was fine.
At least she was fine.
Yeah.
Was there any pressure to lose weight immediately now after giving birth?
There was, because of the way that the script is. There's no time gap between episode 1 and episode 2. So that pressure was there, as in again, the producers were super supportive in it. It was definitely, for me, it's so overwhelming because I thought, the way you always hear about, people gave birth in 1 week, they lost 10 pounds. Like, I was expecting that. I was even telling my producers, guys, don't worry. I'll even be underweight. Don't worry. My body was like, okay, sour. Hey, those pounds, every pound that I lost, I had to work for it. So the pressure was definitely there, but it's also understandable why. We did the best that we could. Yeah.
You have to.
What else can you do?
Yeah. What would you say are the similarities between the character Akisa and yourselves?
I definitely think we're strong people. I think I can give both of us that. Life will hit you in different ways, but I think we both are strong in kind of getting back up and go and keep going. other than that, like I always say, like Akisa is just like a girl. You know what I mean? Like you fall in love and you get your heart broken and you have a complicated relationship with your mom. That happens with everyone, you know? So like those kinds of things I can really relate to. She's just a girl. So I empathize with her like that. We've all done dumb things and made dumb decisions and hard decisions, and life has given us character building and we've continued. So yeah, I feel like we have the same. We're both girls.
Oh.
Yeah.
Another fallen hero, Maina Oluenya, who was also on Country Queen. How was your experience working with him?
On Country Queen, I never worked with him except one scene, and I was never directly working with him. But I've worked with him before in theater. He's, oh my gosh, he's another one. He had, and I remember telling you one of the last conversations I had with him when we were prepping now for Country Queen, the rest of the episodes. I was like, Olvenia, do you know, I'm so intimidated by you as an actor because like I think you're so good. Like I'm like, oh my God, you probably think I'm such an idiot next to you. Like, because he has, what he has is he trusts himself so much as an actor. And so like no performance you ever see of his is the same. Like he has such good intuition and he just trusts himself. So to lose, and I feel like Olwen is just such a staple of our industry. You know what I mean? He's been there for long. So to lose him, that was a blow. I think that was a blow to the industry. I think some people, maybe the people who know him and have worked with him understand more what a blow that was. But I think as we continue and people start looking at his work, they'll understand it's a huge blow for our industry. Yeah, he was phenomenal.
So sad.
Very, very.
Season 2 of Country King, is it coming?
I don't know. I don't know. No, honestly, like we haven't been told anything. At least I have not. Let me not speak for people. Maybe people know and they haven't told me. I have not heard anything concrete about season 2. Obviously, fingers crossed. We're all hoping for a season 2. I'm a fan of the show, so me, I want to know what happens. Yeah, I think if they have an announcement about it, then I think we'll all find out at the same time. So we don't know.
Being a main character, you must have received some positive and negative reviews of the show. What are they?
I will say mostly they've been very positive. Hey, we were scared. You know the way Kenyans on Twitter are. We were just like, hey,
that okay, one brace. Tweet
hey, we
might
like,
bring the show down.
Yeah, brace ourselves. But like Kenyans have been so supportive and so positive. If there's been criticism, the criticism that I know I've heard is on it. Some people think like, oh, the Kamba accents, we didn't like them. You weren't speaking Kamba correctly. But then other Kamba people also like, oh, we really liked you guys' effort. But generally it's been very, very positive. Very positive. So not much negative. Thank God. Thank God.
Even if it was there, it was not voiced. So it's okay.
Yeah. So maybe it wasn't voiced. Maybe people have just not told me to my face. Maybe it's behind my back. It's okay. It's our
Now, a month ago, you went to essay for the, what is it called?
Netflix Appreciation Week.
Yes.
Artist Appreciation Week, yeah.
Yeah, and you shared the stage with dope African actresses.
Hey.
There was Nambitha, there was Osas, there was Hani. How was that experience for you?
It was such a whirlwind. You're just like, wait, what? Huh?
Am I here?
Am I here? And why am I here next to these kinds of people? It was incredible, especially to me because I just finished watching Savage Beauty, and then you go and you're seeing the whole cast. You're just like, and they're so nice. As in, yeah. So it was. Oh, I was talking to Dora. I even messaged Dorothy, who's in Netflix. I messaged her the other day because I'm just like, it just opened my mind. You know what I mean? I was telling her I went to South Africa feeling very content about my life. And I came back feeling so uncomfortable because you see what people out here are doing and you come back like, imagine Melissa, you're not doing enough. Imagine you're playing too small. You're dreaming too small. You need to open up. and dream bigger. And oh gosh, yeah. So it was such an eye-opening experience. And hey, man, Netflix, they
On
don't
another
play.
level.
They don't play, and they're so good to artists. They're so good to artists. So it was just amazing to be treated like that after all these years. But yeah, it was very eye-opening and inspiring for me. Yeah.
The new guys at the same time attended a premiere.
Yeah. That was part of that week. Yeah.
For?
It was for Justice Served, which I have watched. If you guys have not, guys, there's so many
I have
shows.
watched it. I don't want to give spoilers.
I'm not giving spoilers, but it's an amazing show. I actually really, really loved that show. There's so many shows. There's so many shows that I've watched since, like from some of the artists that I've met. Hey, guys, go to Netflix and just watch African shows and movies. They're so good. Yeah.
Do you see yourself crossing to other film hubs? So like going to Nollywood, going to SA. Do you see yourself doing that? Yeah,
I want to. I really want to, especially now seeing more of their content. I really want to, because those people are so talented. They're so talented. I love their quality of production. I love their stories. So yeah, if I was given the opportunity, 100%. Yeah.
What kind of production would you want to see in Kenya?
What do you mean?
In terms of productions that are being produced in Kenya.
Imagine me, I think we're doing really well right now compared to when I started in the industry. I feel like we're going through a really great period of growth in our industry, with people like the Netflix shows that are coming out, because I know there might be other things, but even like the Showmax shows. It's great because I feel like when I entered the industry, a lot of what was on TV was like slapstick comedy, the Inspector Mwala, those kinds of shows. But now you have like the comedies, you have the dramas, you have the thrillers, you have the romances, and these are like high quality productions.
Yeah.
It's such a good time. So I'm not too hard on Kenya, because I do think we're coming a long way. We do have a long way to go. But in terms of what I would want here, I do just want us to keep growing the way we're growing right now. If we keep up the pace that we have right now, we'll be like them. We'll be like them
the same
very,
level.
very soon. Yeah.
Okay. What projects are you currently working on?
Okay, ones I can talk about. Well, my podcast is one of the ones that like I'm very actively working on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
You have to do it.
Do it. Now I've said it out loud. I have to do it. Yeah, so that I'm still training actors. I was very surprisingly, I had a director challenge me. He was like, Melissa, I think you could actually be a good director. And
I think so too.
What? Yeah. But I never thought of myself. I was like, I cannot do that. But he really challenged me. So I actually am looking to pursue that, or at least shadow a director and see if that's something I could do. Because even teaching, I never in my life thought I could ever teach, or I would want to teach, and I love it. So I'm excited to see if I'll love directing as well. But also acting. I need to acting. I think I've been using my daughter as a crutch. It's like, I'm mothering. I can't do anything else because I'm mothering. And I'm like, okay, Melissa, she's old now. Stop it. So yeah, so I think I need to get back now into acting and auditioning and all of that stuff. So hopefully soon. Yeah.
How is motherhood taking you, by the way?
I may love it. I love it. It's a lot, but I love being a mom. It's my favorite thing. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm going to be away from my child for a whole day. How now? But I need to stop using her as a crutch, because she's fine. She'll be fine. But yeah, I love it. I love being a mom.
Lastly.
Yes.
Parting words.
Oh gosh. Now to who? To people, about myself. What do you want?
To actors and about yourself.
To actors, we're in such a great time. I feel like so many eyes are on Africa right now and African stories. So if ever there has been a time for you to grind, for you to go to auditions, for you to put yourself out there, now is this time. Because I don't know how long this is going to be around, these eyes on Africa, from the international market, but also from ourselves. if you're not watching African content, I'm telling you, me, I never used to watch African content, but right now I'm telling you, you're missing out if you're not watching African content. We have such amazing content right now. New actors, train, invest in yourself. Train, invest in yourself, and care about your mental health. Make sure that you're keeping your mental health safe. In terms of me, Guy, I feel like I'm at such a great point in my life. I'm so, sometimes just looking like, okay, God, now how can you bless me like this now, all at the same time? What? I feel so blessed. I'm so excited at the possibilities of what I'm going to pursue soon in that we have on the books. Okay. I'm just very excited on what's coming next. I think it's going to be fun.
Okay.
Yes.
Karibu tena.
Please. I'm going to come. Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching the episode. Please subscribe. I will see you guys next week.